It can be hard to keep up with the constant nerfs, buffs, and changes of a live service game like Helldivers 2. Some players do it well, while others grow frustrated trying to sort out the new meta. So for now, screw the meta. We're just here to have fun with more community finds, items you shouldn't sleep on, and more things you might have missed in Helldivers 2. Killing bugs is hard work. Might as well look sexy while doing it. Let's talk about armor. New sets have been added recently, with the most interesting being the Prototype 16. This set comes with the Electric Conduit perk that allows you to stand near Tesla towers without taking much damage. Just keep in mind that those towers are still a menace to your squad mates, and more so now that the electricity will arc to the Helldiver wearing the new armor and hit those around them. But honestly, if you're a new player and you see other new players equipping the Mortar Sentry, Mines, Eagle Cluster Bomb, or Tesla Tower, run away and just join a new lobby. They will get you killed. A lot. However, if you want to hang around because you think leaving is newbie shaming, stay alive by going prone and crawling by the Tesla towers, or just shoot their base to get rid of them. But hang on, let's stick with the armor talk because the last patch fixed armor values. What does that mean though? Well, Scout armor, which gives you the most mobility, is still king on extreme difficulty and below. Heavy armor may sound great on paper, but even with the best protection and a riot shield thrown in for fun, it still won't save you from automatons or getting run down by bugs. It's almost a no-brainer that heavy armor will slow you down because it's heavy, but did you know it also reduces your stamina? We ran side by side with Scout armor and found the lighter set could go a full 70 plus yards farther when sprinting versus the heavy armor. Scout armor is the way to go. Just accept it. A newish stratagem that was added earlier this month and unlocked way faster than the devs expected is the Mech. Here are a few unexpected ways to have fun with it. For starters, I was really hoping you could attach things to mechs and build some type of super Tesla mech, but the Tesla stratagem and other call-ins will just kill you. On the bright side, you can stand on top of mechs and ride them like that lady on the car in the GTA 6 trailer. You know which one. When you're inside the mech and not just riding on the roof, keep in mind they are good at stomping through fences to clear routes on rescue missions. Civilians will almost always take the most direct route to the evacuation building, which usually means they will run around fences and obstacles right into danger. This is unless you clear a straight path, which is very easy now with the mech. Want to feel extra special in your exosuit? It seems some mechs have a stomp attack. However, it appears to be a bit inconsistent right now. If you can't get the stomp to work, at least you can run over smaller units, especially when you're walking sideways. And that's all for the update tips. Next up are some more generalized fun tips that'll make each mission better. Did you know you can attach a lot of things to automaton tanks? Players found it's a great delivery vehicle for the Tesla tower. However, your mileage may vary with other types of sentry turrets. We were able to hook up a resupply to the top of one, so use this knowledge as you will. Knowledge I gained recently that has become the best thing I've learned is that you can fire the arc weapon faster by giving it a full charge and backing off to half charge before pulling the trigger again and again. If you remember one thing from this video, remember this. Additionally, with a faster fire rate, this has become a great alternative to the debuffed railgun, which is still pretty good in unsafe mode by the way. And it's great against chargers even though tanky enemies are going to be nerfed and reduced in numbers according to the devs. Just make sure you stay in front of your team for fewer accidental murders and fire it above the enemies for a more reliable down arcing shot. Now, even though there will be fewer heavy bugs, you can still use the ones that are there to your advantage because they will happily stomp the other bugs as you lead them around. If that fails, the newly buffed flamethrower is great at killing chargers. That, or devs have indicated a well-paced rocket to the head will work as well. But okay, don't sleep on lesser used items and stratagems like the Jetpack, impact grenades, and smoke strikes. The Jetpack isn't just for fun, it'll save you, especially on bug planets, and it can get you moving quickly around the new environmental tremors hazard. The Jetpack's best trick is a fantastic rearward dash that can put a lot of distance between you and enemies. pair it with the buffed flamethrower, and barbecue away. On certain low visibility bug planets, use the jetpack to get higher ground and destroy bug fog emitters. Or just get up on rocks and buy some time to get your team back in the game. And a little fun detail is the more that you use your jetpack, the more it destroys your cape. The next one that too many players sleep on are impact grenades, and they are honestly more versatile and in my opinion powerful than the recoilless rifle. Solo, you can get them off much faster than having to reload the recoilless, and they have a better stagger effect. Impact grenades shred automaton devastators and one-shot scout striders. Equipping them can free up a stratagem slot, or pair them with the supply pack that you can self-supply from by hitting down on the D-pad. Now, in most video games, people will stay away from smoke because it doesn't do damage. However, it's very good at giving you enough concealment to close distance or get away from an enemy unit shooting at you, especially against the automatons. If you pair it with the orbital laser, you can wreck enemy units who can't see you or accurately shoot back at you. Comments on our last video told us that the starting Peacemaker pistol is slightly quieter for stealth, which is a viable strategy many players neglect. When we tested it, it totally works as long as you're shooting individual units. Patrol units will still alert. Just make sure you pack the scout armor that reduces enemy detection range by 30%. And when attempting stealth, know that automatons will perk up and aim their red scanners in your direction when they suspect you're around, and bugs will raise their appendages. This gives you a brief window to go prone or crouch and back away to avoid being attacked. Another way to avoid damage is to pick up grenades and throw them back. This can also be used to cook grenades. Just don't cook for too long and ruin your meal, aka die. But when you're not dead, keep in mind that icons for points of interest that are looted and unlooted look different. A lot of people miss this and waste time going to already looted positions. A location with loot shows a full diamond, while just the outline of a diamond with circles underneath means it's already been plundered. Ultra rare resources, only found on the highest difficulties, tend to hang out by these rock outcroppings, and players say they can be found on the minimap by looking for fuzzy gray areas around these kinds of rocks. You can apparently also just randomly ping around the map, and side objectives will show up as a square box before staying as an icon on your compass. But that's enough about loot. Let's talk about emotions. Players previously found that the hug emote not only gives hugs, but can also make you invulnerable during the animation. We tested this and it seems to be patched now. Bummer. It was good while it lasted. One thing it definitely can't save you from is funny feelings inside like this fella got. Even though that method of avoiding damage was patched, this one hasn't been. If you stim right before you jump, the stim heals over time, which negates fall damage. It also has a pretty powerful initial dose that can sometimes save you from direct hits from bile spewers. And speaking of bile, ignore the players that spew it when they look down on lower difficulties. Trivial difficulty is honestly a great way to farm basic resources for early ship upgrades, and also a chance to show noobs a good time in the process. Gather loot, be a mentor, gain besties. Now, how often do you look up when you're on a mission? The angle of that orbital strike comes in depending on where your ship is in the sky, and if it's at an extreme angle, the shot might hit you or miss altogether. Likewise, the dropship can get overzealous and shoot you on the way in, especially if you're in an elevated position. So pay attention to the angles of things coming from above. And speaking of things coming from the sky, people are speculating some of the new meteor environmental hazards are not meteors, but possibly eggs from a new species called the Illuminate. Either way, the Illuminate are rumored to be the next faction since they were in the previous game. And I believe this theory because there are two types: meteor falls, the deadly kill you kind, and the blue ion storm kind that suspiciously just vanishes into the ground. Let us know what you think. And hey, what did we miss? What have you learned that other Helldivers players should know as well? Let us know in the comments below. Carry on, Helldiver. Carry on.